Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's been quite a while since I posted a video on my channel. I've been very busy doing many different things. I'm even busier now that I started school and back in my classroom. But I did want to take a few minutes today and share some thoughts about my new membership with NAfME. NAfME is the newer version of ME and C. For those of you that have been teaching music for a longer time, like I have been, you'll know that MENC used to stand for Music Educators National Conference, and some 22 years ago when I started teaching, I was a member. This is a yearly membership that you have to pay for, and there are certain benefits associated with it. Lots of resources for music teachers and things like that. And then I took a long break from being a member because it costs a lot of money. It's about $150 a year, if I'm not mistaken. And last school year, at the end of the last school year, I decided to get a new membership for this year and went ahead and paid for it and wanted to share some thoughts about that in this short video. So that's MENC. The new name for it is NAfME, NAfME, which stands for National Association for Music Educators. That's nafme.org. And besides the benefits you get nationally, that membership also includes a membership with a state, with a local teachers association for music teachers. I live in Illinois, so that's called the ILMEA, the Illinois Music Educators Association. And you do get some lots of online benefits and resources, including a periodical called Teaching Music, which is national. But you also get a local state periodical, which is actually printed and it comes in the mail. And since I live in Illinois, mine is called the ILMEA, Illinois Music Educator magazine. And this comes a few times a year, comes out a few times a year. I just received the fall version of it, and I wanted to share a few of the articles that I found very interesting in there. The first thing that jumped at me was on page 10. There's 60-some pages in each issue, and the first article is actually a in memoriam article. And let me show you a close-up. And this is just a tribute to an educator who recently passed away, unfortunately. Her name was Ruth Eleanor Martin Parks, and she was 100 years old. And this article honors her career and her legacy. She spent her entire career teaching piano, being a piano accompanist, teaching music classes, teaching chorus class, working with senior citizens later for sing-alongs and things like that. And it was just a very uplifting and encouraging article. And I was thinking, I hope that when I pass away, I'm sure I won't make this magazine, but I'm hoping that people will be able to say nice things about things that I've done in my career. So that was a very sweet, uplifting, encouraging article. The next thing that jumped at me was this page here. This is an ad. Lots of ads in this, maybe too many ads in this publication. But this one here is about a music educators conference coming up in September, early September, at Elmhurst College, and it's called MuseEd 2019. It looks quite interesting, and if I can afford it, I'm probably going to go and attend. And if I do attend, I'll try to maybe either make a vlog of it or share some things that I got there. There's lots of local office information for the organization, which I'm going to skip over. I'm not that interested in all that stuff right now. And then some of the featured articles in the publication included this article called "This is Music Education." Looks like this, and this is featuring a local music educator. Her name is Daniela Valdez. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Looks like that. She's a local orchestra teacher, conductor, strings teacher, conductor, works at Maine West High School in Des Plaines. And the article, she shares in the article some of her teaching philosophies and teaching practices, things like that. Very interesting. Um, Another thing that jumped at me was this article called Tapping Invisible Talent. This is a cool article because it talks about those students in your school that may not be interested necessarily in joining orchestra or band or chorus or even general music class, but they may have a high interest for technology. And the article talks about how offering music technology courses, classes, projects might get these students interested in joining those music classes for that reason, for the reason that they would use technology. And the article goes on and shares some examples of different technologies that you can use for a class like that. That was awesome. The next article that jumped at me is called Jazz Improvisation. This is written for jazz band instructors. It's written by Gerard Harris, and just in short, he shares about two obstacles that musicians in a jazz band might encounter when being asked to play a solo. You know, when you have jazz band music, the band will play the song, and then every now and then there will be an individual musician standing up, like a trumpeter, a trombone player, and do an improvised solo. So two of the obstacles that the author shares here are, number one, a fear of improvising itself, when the student might be afraid of playing the wrong note, and two, a lack of knowledge as to what a good jazz solo should sound like. And some of the suggestions that he offers to go across those obstacles, I'll just read the very last paragraph of the article, and here's how he ends the whole thing. If you spend even 10 minutes of each rehearsal on improvisation and make sure everyone is involved, play a recording and discuss it amongst class members, and have students keep listening journals, you will exponentially increase the number of soloists in the ensemble. This is just a starting point, and coming up with variations on these exercises and new ones will create experiences for all involved. This is kind of taken out of context. When he says those exercises, he means he provides a set of exercises at the end of the article which you can use to help students get ideas for improvisations. That's really good if you teach jazz band. It's a great article. The next article that I liked a lot was called Creating Adaptive Instruments, mostly geared towards general music teachers, it appears to me. And these teachers talking about finding ways to adapt your classroom instruments for students with special needs. One example that she gives is finding ways to make playing the recorder easier for students with special needs. So that was a great article. The next article on page 47 is called Landphilharmonic. Landphilharmonic. There's a play on words there, landfill and harmonic. This is the story of a music educator in Paraguay, I believe, that uses trash. That's right, trash, to build musical instruments and use them in his classroom. So it's a musical ensemble where all the instruments are made of trash in a landfill. So that's quite inspiring. Maybe the article doesn't apply as much to a classroom in the United States, but it certainly can apply to situations in less developed countries. So that's a neat article. I've seen this before. I was glad to read this article about them. The next article was on page 50, and it's called Songs of South Africa, the Hearts and Voices of a People. And it talks about multicultural music. What I liked about this, I liked it because in fifth grade at our school, I spent quite a bit of time in general music class talking about multicultural music, and the students create and share projects on multicultural music from around the world. The thing that I found a little bit, maybe a lot, impractical is that the author talks about actually traveling to these countries with your students. And maybe that applies in high school or college, but at the elementary level, it's quite not very realistic to plan an international trip to 5 or 6 different countries and experience music there. So, but I did enjoy reading the article. And the rest of the magazine is just general information, lots of advertising, and I talk about division updates. If you are a member of this organization, you'll know there's always a band division, chorus division, general music division, so on and so forth. So I won't go into that. And that's about it for this number. I think it's the second number I got so far this year, and I'm really enjoying it. And I just wanted to stop and share some of the thoughts and some of the articles that I enjoyed. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I often play classical guitar music. I often play some piano music. And then I also share things like I just did about teaching in a general music class setting, teaching piano class, guitar class, things like that. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, in order not to miss my videos, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a nice day and a nice week. Bye-bye now.